So we started cleaning campaign, and we started raising the plant nursery. Our campaign started in 1989, and the nursery work started in 1992. And in 1996, our saplings were ready to be planted. Next, please. This is how I used to take my students for cleaning the Ganga banks so that we can clean it up. Next, please. A group of students along me and my friend, we used to take them up to the mountain with slogans, telling them with singing, with dancing. The students, they used to tell them, the message used to be conveyed that we have to keep this area clean and attractive so that more and more people we can get, but we have to maintain the ecological balance of that area. Next, please. Then we thought of raising the nursery and planned to do the plantation. Next, please. This is from the seeds, the seedlings of birch. Actually, firstly, we thought of doing it with the vegetative propagation. We decided to do with the cuttings of the birch and planting them. But we failed in that, so we decided that we are going to collect the seeds from the natural forest and going to sow it in the soil, and in case we do get the success, then we are going to make them the saplings, and further we will go and plant the trees. So these are the saplings, seedlings. We sowed the seed and we were very happy when we saw the seedlings coming up. This is the little further when they were growing, so small birch saplings. They were ready in the nursery, and the nursery is raised at around 3,600 meters at the place known as Chirbasa. Next, please. So this is the sapling. These are the saplings in my nursery. The last beds are of birch saplings, and this one is the Salix. Salix babylonica. This grows in that altitude, so we decided to do for that only. Next, please. This is Populus ciliata. This grows up there on the mountain in that region. So we collected the cuttings from the forest and then we planted them, and we got success for the Salix babylonica and Populus ciliata. But we failed for the birch, so we decided to go with the seeds for the birch. Next. Again, this is Salix babylonica, and we planted them. Next. This is the nursery. This is at altitude of 3,606 meters. This is on the way to Gomukh, and right from Gangotri, it is 9 kilometers. And this is a small nursery within the 400 square meters. We have raised the nursery, and it is having the plants of Salix babylonica, Populus ciliata, and birch. Next. This is David Brancaccio and Conrad Anker. These people, they came to Gangotri, Gomukh. They visited my nursery also. Next, please. Apart from these three species, I decided that we should go for protecting and planting and growing the medicinal herbs also. So this is locally known as Atis, Aconitum heterophyllum. This is also in my nursery. Next, please. And this is Imodi. This is Archa. This is also one of the medicinal herb what we are growing in our nursery. And this is the third one and very rare one. This is Salem Panja, locally known as an Orchis abiminoides. This is orchid, and it is very rare species of the medicinal plant. Next, please. This is the closer look of the flower of the same. Next. This is Atis, locally known as Atis, otherwise it's Picrorhiza coloro. This 4 medicinal herbs we are cultivating in our nursery, but this is the national park area, so we can't extract all these medicinal herbs, but we have proved that these can be grown in the with human effort. Naturally, they grow on the higher Himalayas, but we can cultivate also. Next. This is again one of the pictures of the birch saplings in the nursery. Next. This place is known as Bhojpasa, where we are doing a plantation. And these are the old birch trees, the dead wood standing there. And few trees are up very close to the snout of the Gangotri glacier. And on the backdrop, these are the Bhagirathi peaks. So this is the place we decided that this place is known as Bhoj Pasa. Bhoj is the Hindi name for the birch. So because of the Bhoj, the birch trees, this place was given the name Bhoj Pasa. Pasa means the place where the Bhoj is grown, is there. So but slowly with the continuing pilgrimage and tourism, all Bhoj trees were cut and used as a fuel wood. So we decided that we are going to do the plantation work in this area. Next, please. So this is the area. This is the tourist bungalow, and behind that bungalow and down below that path, trekking path, we selected this area for plantation. We thought of doing the plantation in this area because this is slanting and nobody is going to use it for the camping or something like that. So it's better if we plant the trees here. And earlier also the trees were there and they were cut, so we decided that we are going to plant the trees here. Next. These are my trees. Now they are, this is, actually we took the permission because it's a national park area and we can't do anything without the permission of the forest department. So right from the nursery raising and the eco awareness campaigns, everything has to be done with the due permission of forest department. So I took the permission from the forest department that I want to raise the plant nursery and I want to do the plantation over there. So they gave me the permission to do the plantation work in 12 hectares of area within the national park. So this is the plantation, the trees are growing. Next please. This is another view of the plantation. I've done in two areas the plantation. One at exactly behind the tourist bungalow and one plantation site is further 1.5 kilometers ahead to Bhoj Pasa and closer to the snout of the Gangotri Glacier. This is the other side, other view of the total boulders are there. Avalanches used to come. That side, right side of this thing is full of boulders. So we selected a site where it is safer to plant the trees. Next. So this is the other side of the plantation. Very close to that is the Bhagirathi peaks and the glacier. You can see between the two mountain ridges. And this is the plantation. We did it in 1996. We planted the trees. But this is very cold climate. This is all around 3,700 meters or so. So the trees, they grow very slow. The growing time is just after April and it lasts till September, October. So it's very slow process to grow the trees over there. And it requires too much of care of the trees because the soil is quite sandy. It's not full of soil. So therefore it requires the aftercare like watering of the saplings, the trees. Next please. My trees are taller than me, so I'm very happy to see that my trees are growing now. And it was done in 1996. Next please. Again one of the pictures, the view from other side, the plantation. Next. This is the other plantation. As I said, one is closer to Bhoj Pasa and the other one is further 1.5 kilometer and closer to the snout of the Gangotri Glacier. And here it's purely, we tried to go with the popular Sileta and Salix also, but we found that the altitude is too high at the second plantation, so it is more conducive for the bird to grow over there, but not good for Salix and Populus. Next please. And this is how we collected the water. These are the water tanks we have made out of the polythene sheets. We dig the tanks and put spread the polythene sheets over there. This is how we collect the water. We tap the water from the local stream. It is around 1.5 kilometers long distance. We covered with the polythene pipes, synthetic pipes. We tap the water from the stream. We collect in the such tanks, and from these tanks we give the water to the trees what we have already planted over there. Next please. This is the plantation site. You can see that too many boulders are there, but the saplings are planted. People, they raised a question that I'm doing it in an area which is more for the alpine the area where a tree is not to be grown. But you can see the older tree standing over there. And Deadwood is also explaining that earlier there were so many birch trees, but they were cut. So we planted the trees. And in between the trees, the shrub, the thing which, the bushes you can see, that is the juniper bushes. Next, please. This is the closure look of the plants, the trees, what I have planted in the next area. Because the first plantation site is only 3 hectares of area, but this is the bigger one. This is 7 hectares of land, which has been fenced with the help of barbed wire and angle iron, because it has to be protected from the grazing by the mountain goat. So the saplings, this is the closure look of the trees, what we have planted. Next, please. Again, these are the closure look of the plantation site, site number 2. Next, please. This is the wider picture, bigger area, but these are the trees what we have planted. We are taking care of these trees. We are giving the manure. We are giving the water to these trees so that they survive. Once they survive, then they can do it on their own. But in initial stage, it is very much required to take care of these saplings what we planted. And this plantation was done 2 years later from the 1996, the first plantation. Next, please. This is again the other side of the plantation, because it's a big area. So this is the second plantation, and this is around 3,800 meters, the height of this area where we are doing it. Next, please. And this is on the backdrop, this is the Bhagirathi Peaks, and this is plantation 2. Next, please. And as I said earlier, that we are tapping the water from the local stream. So this is how we are getting into one container, and then the container gets filled, then these polythene pipes are there to collect the water, take the water from this tin, and it is taken 1.5 kilometers down below to the area, and there are the water tanks. We fill the water tanks with the help of this. Sometimes heavy rainfall takes place and the whole thing goes off. So there are risks of doing this work, but still with the help of my friends and the people who are working with me, we continued. Many a times there was flood in my nursery also. Then the flood was there in this stream also. But by the grace of God and with the help of the friends, we are still continuing this work. Next, please. This is how we fix the polythene pipes, and then we cover these polythene pipes with the soil, and on top of that we put the small stones so that they don't come out or nobody should harm it. So this is how we do the channels we make. And this is our water tank, and these are the pipes which were used to collect the water from the stream and then filled with the tanks were filled. These are the saplings. This is how we do. The nursery is at 9th kilometer from Gangotri, and the plantation site is on the 14th kilometer. So 5 kilometers, the distance, the sapling has to be taken up there. So they are kept there, and next a few other days we keep on planting the trees. And in the sacks you can see the manure, and the manure is collected down below Gangotri, the cow dung. We are using all organic things up there. We are not taking any fertilizers up. Next, please. This is again the plantation site. And second one plantation of ours. We are putting our energies where because we feel that it is required. The tourism and pilgrimage doesn't mean that we disturb the ecology, but what I felt, what I learned from the mountains, that we should not take from the mountain all the time, but sometimes we should give it back to the nature also. Next, please. Again, this is the closure look of the Bhojbasa plantation where we are working, and this is 18 kilometers. Yes.